Good morning. Thank you for joining me for this morning's yoga practice. My name is Sade, and I'm so happy that you decided to join me. If you would like, you can grab onto a few props. I always just ask that you grab this now in the beginning of class as a suggestion. You may or may not need it. So if you have a yoga strap or something that can help you deepen the pose, like a belt or some type of strap at home, that would do just as great. Also, if you have any blocks, such as myself, I'm sitting on one right now, something that can help elevate you to help you into the poses. So we're just gonna get started with some breathing and self-reflection time before we get into our flow. So remove any props out of the way and just sit in a comfortable seated position, closing your eyes, making sure your back is up nice and tall, and breathe normally. Take this moment to check in with the body. Yoga is about self-awareness. Yoga is about breath. And how do we know where we are if we do not take the time to check in? I'd like to take this moment to do a quick body scan, starting with the toes, working your awareness up and throughout the body. Toes, ankles, shins, knees, thighs, hips, lower back, belly, chest, shoulders, biceps, elbows, forearm, wrists, fingertips, back to the forearm, elbows, triceps, shoulders, neck, chin, lips, nose, cheeks, eyes, forehead, until you reach the top of the crown. Now bring your awareness to the breath, noticing how the chest begins to rise and fall. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Start by releasing all the air from the lungs. Take a nice deep breath in. Holding at the top and release. Two more times, take a nice deep breath in. Holding at the top and release. One last time, take a nice deep breath in. Holding at the top and release. Take this final moment to set an intention for your practice today. Wherever you may be in your practice, whether you're just beginning or you're coming back to your practice or you've been consistent, wherever you are, set that intention for today's practice. Take one final breath here with the eyes closed. And slowly begin to open your eyes as we begin our flow. So we're going to start at the shoulders. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. Inhale, bring the shoulders up towards the neck. And exhale, rotate the shoulders back. 2 more times. Take a nice deep breath in. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, rotate the shoulders back. One last time. Inhale, bring the shoulders up. Exhale, drop those shoulders back. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, turn your gaze towards the left shoulder for a nice little stretch in the neck. Take one more breath here. And on the exhale, turn your gaze towards the right shoulder. Take a nice deep breath here. And come back to center. And inhale, raising your right arm, reaching over towards your left ear. Take a nice deep breath in, and on the exhale, slowly bring your head towards the right. Really feel that stretch in the neck. It's quite early this morning, so if you slept a little crooked, this will really help open you up. And slowly release. Switching arms, inhale, bringing that left arm up towards the sky, reaching over towards the right ear, and slowly exhale, folding over towards your left. It's when we involve the breath, it's when we help allow our bodies to open up. And slowly exhale, releasing. Now we're going to do some rotation here, because I feel like I need a little extra. I don't know about you, but I feel like I need a little extra here. So we're going to inhale, exhale, bring the chin towards the chest, and slowly rotate towards your left in a nice large circle, dropping the head back, and down and over, coming back to center. One more rotation in this direction. Now begin to rotate in the opposite direction. Help bring some balance here. One more rotation. Oh, that feels great. Bring your chin toward your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. And slowly release, coming back to that neutral position. If you're sitting on a prop, such as myself, you can move that out the way, place it along the side. And we're going to come onto all fours. You're going to bring your 2 big toes together, keeping your knees a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Slowly sink your hips back and down towards the heels of the feet. So make sure not to keep your butt up. But slowly tuck your tailbone in and down towards the heels of the feet. Keeping your arms elongated. Try to bring your forehead down to your mat. We are in child's pose. This is a resting pose, but we're going to add a little stretch here. We're going to inhale, bringing that right arm in between the left. Try to drop that shoulder down towards your mat. A nice little spinal twist here. And inhale, bringing that right arm back to center. Now twisting over to the left. You're going to bring that left arm in between the right. Dropping that shoulder. And inhale, come back to center. You can inhale, come back onto all fours. Bring your knees in, hip distance apart. tucking tucking the toes, pushing the hips back, keeping the knees bent here. We're going to slowly walk towards the top edge of our mat. Keeping the feet hip distance apart. You can have a slight bend in the knee here. Allow your head to hang heavy. Slowly inhale, placing your palms on your shins, flat back. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, ground into the earth. You're going to push up, allowing one vertebrae to come up at a time. Bring your arms up with you. Allowing your head to come up last. Palms together, hands come down to heart center. And we're going to get started in our flow. Now that we've warmed up the body, we're going to inhale, reaching up toward the sky with both hands. Exhale, forward. Remember, you can keep a bend in the knee here, especially if your hamstring's a little tight. Allow the head to hang heavy. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. You're going to plant both palms onto your mat, stepping back 1 foot at a time, coming into plank. You're going to keep your elbows close to the body, bending slowly, come on down, unflatten the feet. We're going to inhale, lift up into Cobra. Keeping your gaze forward. Exhale, release. Tucking the toes, pushing up. Or if you need to, you can come up on the knees first and push up there. Pushing your hips back towards the sky. Coming into downward dog. So wherever you are in your practice, taking your time. Take a nice deep breath in here. In downward dog. And slowly begin to walk forward to the top edge of your mat. We're going to go through that flow one more time. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Slowly inhale, grounding into the earth. Allow the hands to come up. Head to come up last. Hands to heart center. Releasing both hands. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Planting both hands on your mat, stepping back 1 foot at a time. Keeping the elbows close to the body. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, flatten the feet and lift up into Cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes. Once again, you can either push up on your knees first, then allowing the hips to follow, or you can come straight on up, pushing the hips back. Wherever you are, there's no judgment here. Take a nice deep breath in, and slowly begin to step forward. Keeping the feet hip distance apart. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, slowly ground into the earth, lifting up. Allow the hands to come up towards the sky, head last, palms, hands to heart center. And we're going into our flow. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, pushing the hips down, tucking the tailbone into chair pose. So remember, we're not touching our butts back. We're going to tuck that tailbone in to create that nice and long line. Exhale, forward fold. This time stepping back with the left foot. You're going to plant your foot down as you inhale into warrior one. You want to make sure that knee is stacked right above that ankle. And if you need to, you can open up your stance, make any adjustment that you need. It's still quite early, so you might feel a little tight, and that's okay. We're going to exhale, open up to warrior two. And we're going to exhale, straighten that front leg. And we're going to go into triangle pose. So you're going to push your hips towards the left as far as they can go. But keep your hips nice and square here. I'm going to slowly drop on down with that right hand, reaching that left hand toward the sky. You can stop here at your shin, if that's where you are right now this morning. Or if you can, seem like I need to open up a little bit more, you can try to reach down towards your mat. So wherever you are, and every day the body feels different because we're facing new challenges every day. One more breath here, and inhale, come on up. Bend that front knee and windmill both arms coming onto those left toes behind you, planting both hands down on your mat, stepping back with that right foot. We're going to exhale, inhale, lift up into upward dog. Or if you feel more comfortable, just go right back into Cobra. Push the hips back and towards the sky. And slowly begin to walk forward to the top edge of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to come back into that chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, ground into the earth and slowly begin to rise. Palms together, hands to heart center. And take a nice deep breath in. We're going to go right back into that flow, do the opposite side. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. And slowly come back down into that chair pose. This time I challenge you to either stay here, or if you need to, grab a block or stack of books. You can place them in between the thighs. That helps stabilize you. If you feel like your knees are starting to collapse, or you can bring both feet together for a deeper chair pose. Slowly exhale, extend forward into our forward fold. We're going to step back with the right foot this time, dropping the heel, bending that front knee. We're going to inhale, come up into our warrior one. One side, one side may feel a little different than the other, and that's okay. We're going to open up to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Shift our hips towards the right. And slowly sink down with that left hand, reaching the shin into our triangle pose. You might feel that stretch in that hip, the hip flexors, the inner thigh. Some essential areas here. Taking one more breath here. Exhale. Come back into warrior two. Bending that front knee. I'm going to windmill both arms, coming onto those right toes. Planting both palms onto our mat. Stepping back with the left foot. Exhale. Again, you can choose to stay in Cobra or come up into upward dog. Flattening the feet on your mat. Exhale, push the hips back towards the sky. And slowly begin to walk forward. Again, you can go back into that chair pose at whatever variation you like. I'm going to choose to keep my feet together. I'm going to inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Slowly inhale, bringing both arms up. Coming back into that chair pose. Trying to sink a little bit deeper. Remember to keep the tailbone tucked in. Exhale, release. Inhale, grounding into the earth. Slowly begin to rise. Palms together, hands at heart center. And exhale. We're going to work our way back onto the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Stepping back with both feet. Again, choose to go into Cobra or Upward Dog, wherever you feel comfortable. Slowly exhale, coming down and lifting up into your back bend. Exhale, push the hips back. Inhale, raising that right leg towards the sky. Bending the knee, open up the hips. Exhale, release. Bring that right foot down. Inhale, extending with the left leg this time. Bend that knee, open up the hips. And we're holding here. Exhale, release. Bring that left foot down. Now we're going to slowly come on down to both knees, crossing at the ankles. I'm sorry, we're not going to cross at the ankles. We're going to sit back, come up on our knees into camel pose. So I believe I went through this last Friday. Just want to revisit this one more time. You can choose to place both palms at your lower back. I feel like I worked out more on myself than I did you guys. You're going to place your palms at your lower back. And you're going to slowly inhale. Oh, once again, you can stay up on your toes for some more height and support. We're going to slowly bring our gaze towards the back of the room as far as you can. Inhale. Come back to center. We're going to do that one more time. You can choose to keep your hands here, or you can inhale, bringing that right hand down towards the heel of the foot, and then extend back with the left, pushing the hips forward. Turning your gaze towards the back of the room, wherever you are. And if you need a little bit more, you can lower the feet, flatten the feet, one at a time. Slowly placing your hands at the lower back, coming forward, looking straight ahead. Now we're gonna do one of my favorite poses, Pigeon Pose. You're gonna come onto both palms. You're gonna extend with the left leg back, and you're gonna bring your right leg forward. So the goal here is to square off your right foot with the top edge of your mat. But if you're not there, that's okay. So you can bring that the heel towards the left hip. And you can use a block, a pillow, a blanket, anything you need underneath that right hip for support. Just like so. We're going to inhale, making sure that left leg is nice and straight behind us. We're really going to feel that stretch in the hip flexors of the left side. And you're also going to feel the stretch in the outer right hip. So you're going to inhale, and then if you can, slowly walk forward as you exhale on both hands as far as you can. We're going to hold here for just two quick breaths. And then slowly come back up. Move that prop out of the way and onto the other side. You're going to push up on your left toes, bring that right leg back, and now bring your left leg forward and extend with the right leg. So again, I'll show you on this side. You can use a prop right underneath that hip for support. Make sure your hips are squared. You can have that left heel right underneath the right hip. And we're going to take a nice deep breath in as we stand up tall, and then slowly exhale, walking forward with both palms as far down as you can. So if you need to stay up, just stay up, wherever you are in your practice. I'm going to take 2 breaths here. And then slowly walk the palms back. Remove any props to the side. You're gonna come up on those right toes. Bring that left leg back. You're gonna slowly come on down. One more time, lift up into Cobra. Exhale, come on down. Push the hips back. Crossing at the ankles. And slide the legs through. Extending both legs forward. We're going to come into a quick boat pose as we come down onto our mat. So allowing both palms to face forward, bringing both knees up, parallel to the floor, and slowly come on down as you engage your core. If you shake, that's okay. That means you're using those muscles. If you need to start a little bit, do so. As we come down on our backs, we're going to inhale both legs into the chest. Slowly releasing that left leg, holding on to the right. Releasing that right arm, extend the right arm towards the right side, and slowly drift that right knee towards the left side. One nice spinal twist here, also one of my faves. Turn your gaze towards the right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release. Inhale, bringing that left knee in towards the chest. We're holding here, one more breath. Extend with the left arm. Slowly drift that left knee towards the right side of the body. Try to keep your shoulders down and turn your gaze towards the left side. Inhale, come back to center. I'm going to inhale both legs in towards the chest, hugging them in. And create little circles here. Whatever direction you're going in, start to go in the opposite direction. Taking nice deep breaths here. And slowly release all limbs, allowing your palms to face the sky. Relaxing your shoulders, your jaw, your feet, your hips. As we enjoy our last pose, Shavasana. As I always suggest, if you are watching this on your own time, you can choose to pause here for a longer Shavasana. For those of you ready to move forward, take a nice deep breath in. Extend both arms above the head. A full body stretch as you exhale. Inhale, both legs in towards the chest. Exhale, drop over towards your right. Supporting the head and neck with the right arm. Pressing to the earth. Coming up into a comfortable seated position. As we close out today's class, bringing both palms together, keeping your eyes closed, hands at heart center. Take this moment to come back to the intention you set at the beginning of class. remembering to honor your intention and honoring your practice, and most importantly, honoring yourself. We'll close out with one breath together, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Start by releasing all the air from the lungs. Take a nice deep breath in. And release. Thank you again for joining me for this morning's yoga practice. It's always a pleasure. Hope to see you again soon. Have a wonderful and amazing weekend. Namaste.